Morning everybody, Rusty from the Rusty Razor. Got another shave of the day, and today we're going to be using Stirling's Naked and Smooth. Yep. Non-scented soap. So you can add whatever scent you want to it. And we're going to be using the second use of the Astra blades with the Rockwell 6S razor, the 6-hole special. Yep. Thanks, Sig. Appreciate it every time I use it. And I'm going to be following up with a little bit of Avon Tai Winds, which is also in the soap. Yep. Smells like Tai Winds. Yeah. About a quarter size amount of soap, and you get about that much. Nice job. Well done, Stirling. All right. Mr. Announcer Guy is back from the Iowa State Fair. Yeah. Tired. It's been a long time. Still kind of recovering. Got a little bit of sun while I was out there. Parking cars for 10 days. But we set a new record for amount we brought in. Lots of new. It was like, would have been even higher if it was like we had 2 days where I lost my backyard because of, we had one day it was poured rain. Yeah, it sucked. Oh, it smells like Tai Winds. But yeah, it rained and rained and rained. We had one day where it rained pretty good and messed everything up. But we started off on a good note. We had a lot of cars parking. Wife, since she retired, she was around all the time. And this was the very first fair she had to do where she was around for the entire time, parking cars. And she was like, this is tiresome. I'm like, yeah, I've been doing this for years. Non-stop. Yeah, it was one of those things where back when we were working, it would be, it's like I'd park some in the morning and then go to work, and then she'd come home from work in the afternoon, and as soon as she could get off, and then come home and park until I came home from work. And then around 2010, that's when I started staying home full time, working from home, and I was able to man the barricade nonstop. She retired, and this is the first time she's like ever in her life manned the barricade, and was out there all the time. And she was like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. I'm like, yeah, it is, isn't it? She'd get done during the day, that evening, and she'd take a shower, and within an hour of showering and everything, it's like we'd watch a show or something, and she's like, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. Like, eh. And then I'd stay up until about 1:30 or 2, waiting for the last people to leave. You always get somebody or two that would go close the bars down. Because, they got bars on the fairgrounds, a couple bars, big ones, 3 of them actually, 3 big ones. And a lot of the people that would stay late would be the workers. Like we had servers and stuff. They'd make good tips, and you'd be out there. They'd come waltzing up from work, and mostly it was the ladies, and they appreciated it. Keeping an eye out for them. They'd pay us in advance to park. He's like, oh, save me a spot. He's like, oh, we'll just give you an assigned spot. That's yours. Put them in the back. And they pay in advance, and so they just come and park in the evening, or leave in the evening after they get off work. And so they come up and I was like, hey, how's your evening going? And everything good? And I was like, everything fine? He's like, oh, it was good. And a lot of times, it's like, you know, they would make a ton of, it's like, they would make easily, in some cases, $1,500, $2,000 in tips during the fair per week minimum. You know, they would come in with this wads of cash from not parking, but you know, tips from serving and everything. Because people get drunk and start just tossing money around. So you'd make sure they get to their car and some evening that one girl was like, hey, thank you for watching out. It's like, okay, yeah, let's take it easy here, drive through here or whatever, you know, keeping an eye on things. And most evenings she just go, here's $20, thanks. Hand me a 20, you know, like, all right. I swear I made probably an extra $100 just off my tips. Let's put it that way. They're just transferring tips from tips, you know. That was nice. It was typically, and they come back every year. You know, one was a teacher, so she was like, yeah, it was like they changed the law where, you know, that nobody could go back to start school until after the out-of-state fair is over. That's how big of a thing it is in the state. They want as many people going to as possible. It did set a record this year for attendance. Crushed it this year. Mostly good. Let's just put it this way. You're parking cars for the fair in August, which typically you're like sweating buckets like 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, you know, 70-80% humidity, and you're like just dying. Not this year. You know, the last few days it got up into the 90s, but when you're standing on the corner, ooh, almost got my eye with that soap, trying to park cars, and you're in a sweatshirt because it's the days. One morning we started off, it was 48 degrees in the morning Fahrenheit. So if I remember to put that, you know, what it is in Celsius for you, but it was like a little chilly, and there was a wind. You're like, woo, doggies, it's cold. When you're used to it to being in the 90s, you know, all of a sudden it's like the temperature just like drops like a rock. You're like, oh, cold. You know, one morning when I said it rained, it was like 52 degrees and it was cold, wet rain coming down. We had a canopy of you know, like an umbrella thing, and we had that out cover us, but you know, it was still cold, chilly. So yeah, hey, for a nice day though, good fair. Lots of people came. That was why we broke a record, because every day was nice. People were we were filling up by, one morning we were up filled by 8:30 in the morning. So, which was nice. And then you just sit out there and help fill your neighbors. We always would fill up first before our neighbors. Which my neighbor across the way here, he was like, oh, how you do it every morning? You're just like fill right up. They just drive into your yard. Because we've been doing this for 28 years. And we got a lot of regulars. They come to the fair and they just drive right in. Like having a business. They know where to expect you. And we have one lady, she just retired from her job this year, and she's been coming to us for about 27 years parking with us. She just pays in advance. She's like, she send you a text message, because I got a lot of people that leave us text messages, and say, yeah, we're coming, we're gonna be here on these dates. Can you save us the spots? And I said, yeah. So they'd show up and say, here you go, we'll pay for everything in advance here. And it's like, well, that's your seat. And it's like you save them a spot and reserved. Just like the people that work at the different bars reserve their seat, and kind of nice. I had one day where the humidity just went skyrocketing. It got warm and hot and muggy. It was like the humidity went through the roof. It was like, oh man, this is kind of a miserable day. And knew something, it's like, just if you didn't know, follow the forecast, you know that it would be a stormy day. It's not coming up, but that was the night we had Motley Crue was going to be on the stage, main grandstand stage, and part of the Iowa Storm Chaser Network. I was like watching it and said, okay, and they give a minute by minute prediction of where I'm going to hit, and they said by 10:30 it's going to hit the Des Moines Metro. And okay. And they shortened the was it Evil Pop or something? I've never heard of the person before, but it was going to be the opening act. They shortened their stage time, and so Motley Crue could get on sooner, because normally the concert ends at 10, between 10:30 and 11 usually, typically, depends. So they shortened the opening, and then they shortened their stage time a little bit too, so they could get done. And they got done roughly 15 minutes before the storm hit. And the storm hit us about 10:15, and it just started raining cats and dogs, just buckets of it, just downpoured. That's how heavy this rain was. And I went to bed at 2, and it was still downpouring. It downpoured for over 4 hours that I know of. And I think we got like 3 inches of rain overnight. And got up the next morning and looked in my backyard, and it was still, when you got I live on kind of a hill. I got standing water in my yard. And I live on a hill. I'm like, man, it rained hard. So I had to shut my whole backyard down for 2 days, which hurt. That cut my parking in half. That hurt my numbers. Still, did a good job, but came close. I had a lot of turnover during the day, so it came just short of my last year number in those 2 days. And if I had my backyard, I probably would have killed it. But what can you do? Just nature of the beast. Alrighty. Oh. shoulder popped. All right. A little bit of, what is it, Tai winds. Is that like that? Like that? Yeah, Tai winds. It's kind of like Avon's version of High Karate. Smells pretty good today. No stinging, except for right here. We're gonna clip that a little bit. Probably the time that I'm gonna shave it completely off. That's usually how it works. So Avon Tai wins. All right, there's an affiliate link down below. I forgot all about that. To the razor company. So if you want to get something from the razor company, click on the affiliate link, and whenever that goes towards giveaways. All right. So Shave a Day was brought to you by Stirling's Naked and Smooth. Yeah, nice stuff. God, it's a great base, man. It is slick. It's like you can just keep the residual slickness of that stuff. It's just awesome. All right, so then we had second use the Astra blades with the Rockwell 6S razor. Thanks, Sig. Appreciate it, man. All right, that's the Shave a Day, everybody. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Rusty out.